Perfect. Welcome, everyone. Helping Parents Heal, our mission. Helping Parents Heal is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. HPH goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. HPH affiliate groups welcome everyone regardless of religious or non-religious background and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of HPH meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. And I just want to tell everyone I am so grateful that you're on tonight because obviously there was a time change and then we still have this silly Mountain Standard Time that's creating havoc. So welcome, welcome. Also, if you'd like to say who you are, where you're from, maybe the name of your children, as well as if you're a board member, a caring listener, or an affiliate leader, you're welcome to do so in the chat box as well so that we can recognize you. And in the meantime, as you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and read Marilyn's very short bio. Marilyn is an international speaker and divine link for Adironnda and the Council of Light. She teaches channeling throughout the world, online and in person. Marilyn uses humor and lightheartedness to help people learn to trust their guidance in the spirit world. She has been called a practical mystic because she gets to the bottom line with love and laughter. Marilyn will help you hear or sense your child in spirit through your direct shining light connection with their energy. Marilyn calls this guided writing. In addition to a discussion, Marilyn will lead participants in a method of guided writing in this interactive class. She will also be available for questions and answers, and she will channel a bit as well. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming beautiful Marilyn Harper. Welcome, Marilyn Harper, with that beautiful shining light star or heart behind you. I just love that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And thank you, Lisa, for everything that you both do. I'm so honored to be here and be a part of this group. I've heard about it through Carl for years and heard about it through Shelley and Sue. And I'm just so honored to be a part of your wonderful group and be your Zoom class. And this was actually channeled by one of our Channelers Academy students, and our logo as well. She created this work of art, and it's got light language all around it, and it is quite special. And it's so wonderful to be a part of your group. It's always an adventure wherever we go, and we never quite know what the world or what the earth has in store for us, but it has been an adventure for me, and I'm sure it is one for you as shining light parents, to connect in the way that you do connect. And one of the things that I teach is guided writing, and some call it automatic, some call it inspired. I call it guided, because you're being guided by your shining light. You're being guided by whom you connect with. And so what we'll do tonight, and Elizabeth, you are absolutely free to ask me any question that you would like to ask me.
I would love to, before you start, just so that people know a little bit about you, tell people how you got started on this journey towards being, um, first of all, this person who's communicating with the beings of light. I think that that's something that's very interesting. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that. And then if you are able to channel, it would be really interesting to be able to see that and have parents experience that as well. So maybe you could tell a little bit about that.
Well, I would love to. Before all this happened to me, I had a spiritual awakening in 1993, and really woke up to that fact in 96 and set myself on a spiritual path. Before that spiritual awakening, I was what I would call a regular person. I sold country western radio in Springfield, Missouri. I sold advertising, and was deacon in the Christian church, and had, a regular life. And then I had a spiritual awakening, I would call it, a major transformational experience. My sister passed away, and that sort of kind of splintered our family. Um, uh, with my parents, as you know, she became a shining light, and she connected with us in new ways. And my parents, they didn't quite know how to handle that. And I'm so thrilled to have an organization like this now, and wish it would have been there in the 90s. But in in that capacity, and moving through all of that, I, really volunteered after my transformation to be all that I am. And I didn't know quite what that meant. I said that I would go anywhere, I would do anything, I would say anything, as long as you could prove to me you were God moving through me. And I started, our source energy moving through me. And I started with guided writing. I started connecting with my sister, my shining light sister, and I started connecting with others, not necessarily others that were shining lights, that other guides or angels, or those that connected. And with that, I seemed to be able to distinguish the different voices that were coming through. And I was transcribing, like taking dictation. And that's kind of what it is you're taking dictation for your child. You're taking dictation for your guides, your beings of light that are choosing to communicate to you. And that's an interesting adventure, since it was not at all a part of my belief system. I mean, not at all. I had no idea what I was doing. And as a result, it was a little challenging sometimes to move through all that, because we didn't have a support system, we didn't have a support team, um, we didn't have Helping Parents Heal, we didn't have anything like that. And so it was definitely an opportunity for our growth, and an opportunity for my growth. And I really sort of put my head down and said, I choose to be all that I am. And after my transformation, my spiritual awakening, I I felt like I had different skills, or different opportunities. And I just kind of felt this surge of energy, and that energy also came through in my writing, and said that I would be a divine link, and that I would link souls together, and I would link together through the veil. And it was I didn't quite understand that, and I didn't believe in channeling or anything like that. I mean, I threw Shirley MacLaine's book out on a limb away because I thought it was sacrilegious, and it kept coming back. I mean, it showed up in my car in many different times, that it just showed up in my car after I put it in the trash. Um, Really, because your car is kind of a symbol of your own physical form, your own body. And so that's why it showed up in my car instead of on my bookshelf or somewhere, because my physical body was transforming, becoming this link to other realms. And so that's kind of how that happened. I mean, it was a surprise to me for sure. And now I teach people how to do it, how to channel or how to become that divine link themselves. And it has been an occasion of an opportunity. And in 1999, I do energy work. In fact, I've developed a program called holographic healing, where we teach people how to sense or see or um, connect inside of the body, the human form, and sort of rearrange it for their own highest good and put it back into alignment, because I believe that the human form does want to be in alignment all the time. And in that, I was actually doing an energy session, Reiki session with someone. And if you don't know what Reiki is, I'm sure you do, but Reiki is universal life force energy moving through, and it is directing. You as the practitioner are directing the energy a bit. And as I was doing that, I heard another voice that was not a part of my guidance. It wasn't a part of the person that I was doing the Reiki session with. And they said that they were a messenger from God, and they wanted to use me as a vehicle for that message. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I mean, I've seen The Exorcist. I knew what could happen. Um, and but I eventually, they said they were a messenger from God or source, and I eventually surrendered to that. And it was, they got to information that I could not have gotten to on my own, and helped the person that I was doing the energy session with completely. And since then, and that was when, about a few months later, Adironnda came in. And Adironnda is a multidimensional being from the 17th dimension, from the angelic realm. They are not psychic, they're not all knowing or anything like that, but they are definitely connected to the heart center. And they open the heart whenever they come in. And as a link, they call me a link, a divine link. As a link, they speak for a council of beings of light, archangels or guides, ascended masters, Jesus, Yeshua, Buddha, Mother Mary, several on the council. And it's really quite connected. When they first came in, they told me to pay attention to the numbers, which is how I got into numerology a little bit. And we've written a book, Double Digitology. And but all that through the whole process, I think guided writing has really helped more than anything else. And that's kind of what I'd like to share with you today, a little bit about that, if that's all right.
Of course, we would love to hear that. I'm sorry, I just muted myself. So
No, that's
I
that's all
apologize.
right. I didn't know if you had any other questions or anything.
Right now, I don't think that we see any questions in the chat box, but we have a lot of people telling where they're from and welcoming you on to this Zoom meeting. So I think that it would be fun to be able to go into how you get this, and maybe a little bit more about Adironnda and how she or the count it found you.
They, yeah, there are they now. Now that's becoming more popular, but there are they. Um, But in guided writing, you know, that you can do it so many different ways. And honestly, I would love to send any of your participants, uh, uh, if that's appropriate, the link to the meditation. Um, it, and I can, you know, if they put their email in the chat or something, I can maybe download that and see that. I don't know if that's appropriate or not. I didn't ask permission ahead of time. Um,
If you would like to receive the guided meditation from Marilyn, then go ahead and put your email in the chat.
Or
And
maybe she could put the link to the meditation in the chat would be easier
that
if
might
she
be easier
gives
for
you the
her.
link.
And
Then we would
actually,
have it.
that would be better just because when people are no longer on, when they're watching it back on YouTube, they're going to be sad that they don't, that you're probably not going to be looking and sending those to those people at that time. So it would be nice. Do you have the link?
you know, I'm looking for it. I can find it, I'm sure. Um,
And if
so
not, I can post it at the bottom of this YouTube video for everyone to have if you'd like them
yeah,
to.
it just seemed to pop into my head at this moment, which is not very good planning on my behalf. But let me see. I should have it. It's called Messages from Your Soul. And here, it's a Dropbox link.
Okay.
And I'll just copy the Dropbox link and put it in the chat. Should I put it to everyone?
Yeah, that's fine to everyone, definitely.
Meeting group chat.
Oh.
There.
Good job.
Uh,
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, yeah, if you'd like to tell a little bit more about how this came about and exactly who you are communicating with when you're doing these channeling sessions, that would be wonderful.
well, in guided writing, and the reason I call it guided instead of automatic is your hand really doesn't move on its own. It is taking dictation. It is being able to sense or hear words and connect in a new way and write down what it is that you hear or sense or even have a knowingness, you know. And sometimes it kind of starts with your grocery list and green beans, corn, meat, you know, things like that. But then all of a sudden you feel a different energy come in, and it might say dearly beloved or dearest friend, or use language other than what you would normally use. And to connect with your shining light in that capacity, it is so heartwarming and so profound, as you know. And it's simply a new tool, a different tool. And everyone does guided writing or inspired writing in a little different way, which is why I wanted to share the link with you. Um, and uh, you know, and in my belief, your own shining light, your own soul, your guides, um, they want to communicate with you. And, you know, they're kind of learning how to communicate with you just as you're learning how to communicate with them. I mean, that's a two-way avenue. And it's when I started, I mean, there was no punctuation, there was no, the words all seemed to be one word without hardly lifting the pen up from the paper. And it was a way of connecting with the guidance, connecting with those beings of light that are maybe not in physical form in this dimension, and as they do, as they connect with that, it with you, it it, it simply warms your heart and can actually be a little bit of a how-to manual. Um, they can see from other realms much more than you can, and your shining light can also have, I'm a very literal person, so it's like I have this visual image of 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 that frequency being all around us, and they connect through that same frequency, and somehow you sense them, you may hear words, or you may just have a knowingness that you write, and the act of writing, as Adironnda says, the heart speaks to the mind, which comes through the hand. And that's why we write it down, because you may or may not ever uh, remember anything. I am a trance channel, so I don't remember what it is that's coming through. And so sometimes it's nice to write those things down. Um, I would love to lead us in a meditation if that's a possibility. And as I do, you might want to grab a piece of paper and a pen, and we'll just go into guided writing and allow some time to write. Um, I don't know if in allowing you time to write, I can play a little music to just kind of, or you can play a little music.
Do you
Uh,
want me to play some music? I can play music in the background if you'd like to. Would that be better? Just some very soft.
sometimes sometimes on Zoom, it the music gets a little garbled unless do you have your original sound from musicians on?
I do. And I do this with my yoga all the time. So I think I could
Oh,
get
okay.
just the
Yeah,
meditation music in. But if it doesn't sound right, let me know because I wouldn't want to ruin.
you can't ruin anything. It's all perfect and in divine order.
Yes, I'm just going to quickly turn on my speakers and then you can tell me what you think would be good in terms of volume.
Okay. I'm sure something light, something just something to kind of, as we're all connecting with the writing and connecting with our shining lights, um, or whoever chooses to connect with you, um, you can jot down a little bit lower.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. The way Zoom is, unfortunately, when I'm speaking, it cuts out the music. It's not a background thing. So when I stop talking and say, now you can begin to write, then you might play some of that music. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
And you can tell this is live. So, does anybody have any questions of me before I start the guided writing exercise?
So maybe you can put them in the chat box if you'd like to. If you have any questions for Marilyn, right now I don't see any. Lisa, do you see any questions that?
I just saw the one, if you could
Oh,
answer maybe very quickly from Janet.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah. And Janet, I certainly understand. I have a very active mind. And sometimes it's difficult for me to kind of get into that frequency, get into that energy of total surrender. to whatever message is coming in. And so that's kind of what we'll do in the beginning of the meditation is and remember, your hand does not move on its own. It is like you're writing down thoughts. They may feel at first, especially, like your own thoughts, but just begin to write. Um, uh, and put your paper on your lap or on your desk. I would put your pen in your hand or pencil in your hand and hold it there. And no, you would leave your eyes open. So when I've closed my eyes, because I've tried it in many ways, I write over myself, my same line, so I can't read anything because it's all written over on top of each other. So open your eyes and write and write whatever comes to mind. Um, it may feel like you. It may feel like it's coming from your imagination, and or it may feel like your to-do list for tomorrow. Um, but understand that as we move into that, and I may speak from time to time when you're writing, as you move into that, it 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 has a tendency to flow into your own guided writing. And you write with your dominant hand. Yes, that's a very good question. A lot of people teach you to write with your non dominant hand. And it's like when I write with my non dominant hand, I write backwards. So I write with my dominant hand. Um, I don't see any other questions there. And
Looks
thank you
like,
all for being so adventurous.
oh, this is exciting. And we do have other classes where a lot of these parents have already done automatic writing. So this is exciting. Um, so let's see. It looks like there might be one more question. Can it be that I don't see, hear anything? What should I do? It's happened in the past.
And I understand that. I have to tell you a little story of when we connected with the guided writing with someone else, and she says, and she didn't write anything, nothing. And the next time we did it, she didn't write anything. And the next time she did it, we didn't write anything. And I asked her, I said, well, what are you seeing or sensing anything? And she says, no, I just see gray. And and I said, okay. And then I asked her, well, can you change your perspective, and as you're going into guided writing, shift your perspective a little bit or back up from the gray that you're seeing. And she said that she did. And when she did, kind of with her vision back up, she sensed, and I asked her to write down anything that she sensed, a woven fabric. And so I asked her again to back up, and she began to realize that the color was actually a part of something that was being created in her vision. She was a very visual person, and she was seeing someone actually in a gray robe, um, that she didn't know how to identify it unless she shifted her perspective. And so if you're sensing or seeing something like a color or just blackness, start describing that and start writing that down. And as you have your eyes closed at first, um, shift your perspective and ask to be able to write what it is that you're sensing. And maybe it will be to start by describing that color. It might be to start by drawing a shape or creating a shape. That's what this was, how this was created. That's how my logo was actually created, was to, uh, I mean, in the, try not to get um, caught up with what has happened in the past, um, and focus on really allowing yourself to be open and present with exactly whatever happens in the highest good of you, and in the highest good of your shining light, um, and in the highest good of your guides or your angels, and just allow, just think, I surrender. I allow whatever to happen. And the first time you say nothing's happening, you're right. Uh, because that shifts your energy, and that becomes that purchase order. Well, nothing's happening, so therefore you get more of nothing happening. uh, and so if you just continue and just allow yourself, it may be one word, it may be a sentence, or just one word over and over. When my business partner Joy Roby um, uh, started doing her guided writing, uh, she did it on the computer instead of handwriting, and that's a little different energy. And she got IH, and thought, well, this didn't work. All I got was IH, and what she realized was it was hi, 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 hi. So her guides were greeting her, and that was pretty cool. And then now she brings in a great deal of information through her writing. So that's a good question. Are there any other questions before we start this?
Looks like everybody's ready. Make sure that you
Okay.
have a paper and a pencil, and then also I will start the music once you're done with the guided meditation, Marilyn.
So everybody just take a deep breath and center your energy. Breathe into that focus. Take another deep breath in and just say yes to yourself. Take another deep breath in and release with ease and grace. We're just going to breathe into our whole body. Just feel the air moving through your body with each beat of your heart. We anchor your energy into your heart. And we know that everything that happens comes through the Christ consciousness of love. Everything that connects is through that frequency of pure love and enlightenment. We ask that all information, all releasement, all transformation, all integration, all communication comes in with ease and grace, love and compassion. So just keep breathing really deeply. So on your next deep breath in, I'd like you to visualize beams of light on your exhale going through your feet and anchoring those beams of light at the center of the earth. Excellent. Just feel that love from the great Mother Earth. And as you take another deep breath in, bring that energy of love up through your body, resting through your body into your heart. Excellent. Let me open up your crown. On your next deep breath in through the exhale, we'll just send our energy all the way through the crown, connecting with the divinity that is a part of our field all around us. And we see that field come in with ease and grace and love and compassion. I'm going to ask you to really focus on your breath and just visualize your pineal gland, which is in the center of your brain. It looks a little like a pine cone. And it's right in the center of your brain. It's the most protected gland in the whole body. And then just visualize a direct line from that pineal gland into the third eye, which is the space right above your brow line. If you want, you can sort of touch your finger on it just a bit to just open that third eye up. And if you feel like there's a clog or a blockage or something there, just reach up and visualize yourself or pull it out. Pull that blockage out and snap your fingers. Let it go. Very nice, very nice. So then we're going to take another deep breath in and release. And another deep breath in and release. This time on your deep breath in, I'd like you to breathe into your pineal gland and sort of knock on the inside at the back of the third eye. So on one breath, we'll go up, breathe through the lungs, through the heart, through the pineal gland, and knock on the back of the third eye and just mentally repeat 3, 3, 3. And then release the breath. And then take another big breath in through your heart, through your pineal, to the back of that third eye and knock. And repeat mentally 2, 2, 2. And release the breath. And then take another deep breath in through the heart, through the pineal gland, through the back of the third eye, and knock again, mentally repeating 1, 1, 1. And release the breath. And whenever you're ready, you've got your pen or pencil in your hand, begin to write. Don't judge, just write anything that comes to mind. Turn it down just a little bit. Just if you're sensing words or colors or anything like that, describe them. much. Just write whatever comes to mind. Remember, whatever you sense, that is correct. Just describe it. Emotion may come up. Just allow it. Just take a deep breath. See if you can bring it to a close. Give thanks. Tell them thank you so much. Gratitude is the abracadabra of the universe. And whenever you feel complete, just look forward so we all know that you're complete there, and just give thanks. Give thanks to your guides, to your shining light, and as a light that you are. You know, it's so amazing to know that you can connect, and I recommend that you use the meditation that I put the link in, and connect in many ways, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. I'm actually teaching a 2-day class in Tampa, Florida, the end of this month. Um, and that connection, how to channel even if you think you can't, which furthers that connection. So if any of you are available and moving or close to Florida, come on ahead. We're in Tampa. um, so thank you. It is an adventure to connect, and you may not have felt like you got anything or got much, but uh, it it I'm glad it was awesome for you, Anna. Thank you for that. Um, Tampa, Florida, uh, and we're in the an Embassy Suite Airport. I can put a link in if you want, uh, if that's all right.
Yes, of course it is. And we can put it on the YouTube video as well. And maybe if Anna would like to say something about her experience, she doesn't have to say anything specific, but maybe we could have her unmute. Anna, would you like to do that? Or would that be something that
That
would?
would be great. Yeah.
Okay, so Marilyn says yes. So how about if I just, let's see, find you first. Irene's so much better than this. But Anna, okay. Is it with two N's? Lisa, is that right? I believe so.
2 N's and a B.
Got it. Okay, I've asked her to unmute. And Anna, if you want to speak, then just unmute and say something to us. You there? Let's see. Okay, Embassy Suites
I'm
Airport.
looking here. Hold on a second, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Let's
We're
see.
coming out of the dream world and
No,
trying
sometimes
to focus.
you don't focus right after that. So I can imagine that it might not be very easy. And Anna, oh, I see, there you are. And if you don't want to unmute, then that's also completely fine.
I've
Um,
asked her to unmute, but
I,
I don't know
I,
that she is.
I don't think she wants to. That's
Sometimes not everyone can, so
And if there's anybody else who might like to share, you're welcome to do so because we have a few more minutes here. And again, it's always really nice to be able to do these exercises. I got a lot of information that I was not expecting at all, and it was a lot of fun. So
Share
it's
yours, Elizabeth, please.
I really don't want to share mine though, because I don't want it to influence anyone else's. But it was an exercise that was very calm.
Hello?
And
Can you hear? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. It's Anna. Go ahead.
okay,
No,
yes.
no, finish yours, Elizabeth. I, for some reason, could not unmute. I couldn't chat. I couldn't type in to tell you that I couldn't unmute. It was like the weirdest thing. I was freaking out, but I couldn't unmute. And I'm sorry, my video I'm going to leave off.
No
This is
worries
not working.
whatsoever. You can
So
actually
go ahead. Go
no,
ahead,
no, no,
Elizabeth.
I don't need to go. I would love to hear what you had to
I
say.
just I can't say that it was like I mean I first started out with a block where I wasn't going to be writing anything, But and of course I'm not going to be able to get into what I did write, and then I'm reading it back and it's like, wow, it's just like it really is very, very helpful in, you know, being part of this journey that we're on. And I just got some advice on how to deal with things, you know, that I'm going through. On myself, it's like an inner knowledge. It's like an inner knowing that I knew it was there and it just came through. So it was really cool.
Well, that's wonderful. And I think
Yeah.
that that is exactly what this is for, is to be able to get that inner knowledge that we need so badly to help
Yeah.
us situations that we are going through having a child transition. And so
Hmm.
I'm glad that you got something. Thank you for sharing that with us. And sorry about the fact that it was so hard to unmute. We've been
It
having
was weird. I just couldn't. I was like banging on the thing because I'm on like a small iPad, not even mine, and it's just like not working well. But you know, one thing that I did get, I think that maybe you know, I've always been a seeker of inner peace, right? And then one of the things I just got that I wrote was that you know, grief is hard on this journey, you know, this journey that we're on in life that we're going to be going through without grief. But the grief is going to help me get the inner peace that I've always been looking for.
oh,
So that's
Absolutely. Thank you.
that's kind of heavy.
oh.
I actually got something that I'd never gotten before
So
because I
tell
couldn't
us,
get
Marilyn,
well.
what did you get?
I, I connected with my sister.
Oh,
Wow.
I've not been able, she'd never come through in my writing. So thank you. Thank you all.
Mhm.
well, and one of the things about doing these guided writing techniques or automatic writing in a group is that it works so much better with the collective energy. I think that doing it at home by yourself, even if you do a meditation beforehand, is never as powerful, but it is something that definitely works as well. So it would be fun to be able to continue these groups and maybe um, see what people get as they move forward. Uh, let's see. So Kathleen is saying, I saw so much. I can't decipher some of it, but it all worked so well. I understand practice makes moms skilled at it. You more skilled at it. Sorry, I'm looking at, there's things that are on top of this. I've wanted to learn this for a while now, and thank you so much for providing the tools and guidance to make it happen. So that's wonderful. Thank you, Kathleen. And Janet is saying thank you again. I will keep trying. And we have about 4 minutes to wrap up. So I wonder if you have any parting words of wisdom for us.
Well, we don't have time for me to channel. Maybe I can come on again sometime and
Yep.
channel. That would be great. And this was really, really wonderful. I actually see someone that is a part of our academy here, which is exciting. A brand new member of
Oh,
our
how wonderful.
academy.
And she's also
I
an
know.
affiliate leader. She's an affiliate leader of Helping Parents Heal as well, which is, we feel very grateful for her. Actually, two affiliate leaders for two groups. But yes, that's wonderful. And I think that this is a skill that is something that is very useful to learn along the journey. It's not one that I really learned. Unfortunately, I was more into meditation and hiking and yoga and all of these other, and Reiki, but guided writing or automatic writing was not one of the things I concentrated on. But I think that it is a wonderful thing, especially for people who like to get quiet and
Yeah.
to do these exercises, because I think you can get a lot of information from our
And
loved ones and from our guides. Yes, Marilyn, go ahead.
absolutely. And you asked if there was any parting words, and I see, I hope I did it right. You can't do it wrong. It's all perfect, and you're a part of a larger scope of things, and your divine order comes into play just as your shining light child does. And uh, you are a part of a, a larger frequency of this planet. And so I want to thank each of you for your service as for your child's service.
Yes, thank
It's
you
all
all
part of the
for being
divine.
here. I'm so glad that you were able to be on here as well. Marilyn, and I'm also, I feel like the collective consciousness is getting more and more aware of all of these different tools that exist. And with all of these exciting eclipses and everything else that's going on in the world today, I think that we're moving towards a big energy shift where we're all going to be able to do these things and helping each other to learn how. So thank you for being with us. We always ask everybody to unmute their Zoom accounts and say thank you and good evening. So if you all would like to do so, please do so.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you and good evening,
Very
everyone.
enjoyable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
Marilyn. This has been wonderful. And thank you all for being with
Thank
us.
you.
We will see you tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow. We don't have
Thank
a
you.
meeting scheduled tomorrow, but we'll see you soon and have a wonderful
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.